Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the MADlife podcast. I'm so excited that you are here. We have to re-record this podcast. Some of you guys probably saw this podcast come out a day or two ago, and we have to re-record it because...
We just had a little issue, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
So basically, we're going to be talking about the film industry, what happened with Halston's role this last week, and with less details, I guess.
I'm struggling. Hold on.
So basically, about a week ago, if you guys didn't know, I've been in acting growing up. Kyler does acting. We own a film production company. Our kids are also in acting, and they really enjoy it. So they are all with an agency, Osborne Agency in Los Angeles. They're awesome. I was with them when I was a kid. They're one of the top agencies for kids. So we're really excited that they're all represented by them. We just recently had the girls' headshots done back in August, and I haven't really done anything with them, haven't uploaded them or anything, but recently we had uploaded them all to Actors Access, and it allows the agency to be able to submit them for auditions. So Halston was submitted for her first audition ever 2 weeks ago.
And she booked it.
Like literally the next day, we got a call right then in the morning that she booked it, and submissions weren't even... like the deadline wasn't even done yet for the submissions. Like people could still send them in, and she had already booked it. So I was like shocked. The casting director personally called us and said that the director loved her read. This is a huge director that has directed so many huge films. And if you saw our last podcast, just don't comment who the director or the actors are, because we're trying to keep everything hush hush.
More under wraps, you know?
Yeah, for privacy reasons. So this is a huge director. We were very excited. She was going to be in a scene with a huge actor.
Like one of the biggest
actors ever. Yeah. So we were very excited, and we get on set. So she booked the roles.
Oh my gosh. Cohen actually lives in the podcast room.
So
this is his nursery.
Crib is in here. This was actually his nursery, but we realized like he doesn't need a crib and like a couch. So we made the side of his nursery a podcast, and he's sitting like this with his arms just staring at us, like all excited that he's watching us do the podcast. He just woke up from his nap. So we were very excited that Halston had booked this role. And so we, our friends who have an Airbnb, NoHo compound, is really cool. If you guys are ever going to LA, you guys should stay there. They opened up their Airbnb to us. They bought like a congrats Halston cake. They had her favorite Taylor Swift songs playing on the little machine when we got there. Like everything was set up for her perfectly. It was like the perfect Halston weekend. She was so excited. Like, everything was so cute. So we get there, and we get on set for the first day. It was 3 days on set. So the first day we get there, the first day is about, you're supposed to meet the director and the actors, which we did, which was awesome. And then you're supposed to go into wardrobe and try on the outfit for the scene. And the next day's rehearsal, and the third day's filming. So we go in to have her try on the outfit. And this is when we started realizing all the details about this role. Because when she goes to try on the outfit, the wardrobe stylists were like, wait a minute, this doesn't fit her. And she's too tall. We were thinking, well, why does it matter how tall she is if she's the one for the role? So then I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's probably doing some type of pickup scene for some huge film that was already shot or something. And so I started asking questions, and she told us all the answers. She's like, oh yeah, this movie was already shot in London a year ago. It's already wrapped, but we're doing pickup scenes. So she actually has to look like and be the girl who's playing the actual role from the UK, who's from London. So
we got hyped, and we hyped it up. Actually, I mean, we should have hyped it up because it was awesome.
Because she was actually going to be in a scene with one of the biggest actors.
I think it's just you know, we hyped it up too early. You should never, because you never know what's going to happen, right? Like anything could happen. Like you got to expect that stuff's going to happen. But we definitely didn't think that anything would happen. We thought Halston had like made it or something. Like
I didn't think she made it, but I just thought it was cool that she was going to be in a scene with the biggest directed by the biggest director, with one of the biggest actors in Hollywood for like 6 hours on set.
Yeah.
You know, like filming it, blocking it, rehearsing it. So I thought it was a cool experience. I thought it was going to be a cool experience because if they loved her, then they'd be like, oh my gosh, let's have her as a lead in another film. This was only a one scene deal, but I was thinking that that's huge still.
It's huge for your resume.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like this is probably going to be a movie that's going to be up for the Academy Awards.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine it would be.
And so Anyway, we were excited and it didn't end up happening. They ended up calling us afterwards and
like 10 minutes after we left, as if they already knew and they just didn't want to tell us on set because we would have.
No, they didn't know because they were actually shocked in person when it didn't fit her. They were confused. They were saying, how tall is she? And I said 42 inches. And they said, oh, she needs to be 36
No, I know,
inches.
but like it's like they knew and they made a call and then they sent us home and then they knew before we left set. It's like they knew, they just didn't want to like bring it up on set because it was literally 10 minutes after we left. We got a phone call.
Like we get in the car, we're driving away. The next day we were supposed to come back for rehearsal and then they called us in the car and just said, hey, just letting you know we're unbooking Halston. She's too tall. She's like 6 inches too tall for the outfit she needs to be wearing.
It was a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of time away from home, away from our kids.
Yeah.
You know, for the rest of the family and a lot of excitement for her. I mean, she was excited, right? It was something that it was sad. It was really sad.
It was sad.
We were devastated, actually.
But it taught me a good lesson because afterwards when we came back and we would have been there a lot longer filming, what we decided to do instead of just swim all night in the pool, which is what she wanted to do. And then the next day we went to Disneyland all day and she was like the happiest little girl ever there with her grandma and her cousin. And I was thinking like, this is the kind of stuff we wouldn't have been able to do. We would be on set, which would have been cool too. But it shifted it around and made me think like, what is actually most important in life? All of this is important. All of these goals and these things that you're going to accomplish in life are important. But ultimately the most important thing is the relationship with each other.
I mean, she had a blast, right? Like she was so excited to be with us.
Best time either way.
Yeah. She didn't. In fact, that's the best part about it. I think we're leaving out is like when we left, we had to explain to her what had happened. And I remember, asking her if she was okay. And she just said, yeah, I'm okay. That's fine. Like, and that's literally how we should look at life. We should just have that type of mindset.
Take opportunities when they come. And if they disappear, you're still in the same position you were before you got it.
Yeah.
Like it's not the end of the world.
It's not.
And for a minute I was thinking, why us? Why does it always happen to us? I was saying like instantly, oh, we have the worst luck. Everything always halfway happens for us. But then I was like, wait a minute. This happens to a lot of people. This happened to my friend's fiance with the sports team. He was supposed to play for some big sports team and something happened. This happened to their neighbor. He's supposed to play for some big sports team and then he got a concussion. Something, right? Like if something always happens where you're about to do something. You
plan your whole life for things and then it's for naught sometimes. And it is what it is. And it could have been a blessing in disguise. Like I like to look at things like that, like maybe it was just God diverting us from something that could have been an absolute disaster.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah. And we will never know. That's right. But like, whatever, like we gotta show our faith in God, to know that like whatever is supposed to be will be.
Yeah. So recently in church, we had this lesson on Sunday and it was talking about the things that we can control can bring us a lot of happiness. And the things that we can't control is this outer bubble around you. And if you put too much emphasis on those things, then you'll always be miserable in your whole life. And this is one of those things. Things like jobs or whether you get a certain position or you're on a certain team, the weather outside, politics, whatever these are on the outside circles. These are things that can influence us. But if we put all of our excitement in that or all of our goals in that, then you'll always be let down because you can't control those things. And so you'll always be in this ongoing like angry attitude.
Yeah.
But if you put if you put the emphasis on things you can control, like your thoughts, your actions, how you deal with bad things that happen to you, those are things you can control, then you'll always be happy because you have to place your success on things that you can control. If your success means that you're just like have lots of great relationships and you're kind to people and you think positively,
that's how we should measure success. That was like the whole point, right? Yeah. The whole point was that's actually how we should measure our success is how we treat people, like how we raise our kids.
Yep.
The way
your characteristics of your own self.
It's exactly like,
and then you'll always be successful.
Status, money, all those things.
Status, money, fame. You can never control that kind of stuff. Yeah. That is what you can't control someone else to love you. And so you'll never reach what you want. There's like a very few people that ever even get that in life. And that's not what life is about. Yeah. You can spend your whole life trying to chase something and then you'll end up dying before it even happens. You never know. We don't know our plans. So that's why we have to remember to stay in our little control circle of what we can control. And then all those other things will just be extra in life.
Yeah, we can. The only thing we control is the work that we put in, right? You can work hard for those things. And if they come your way, great.
Yeah.
It's just extra.
Yep. Our kids are going to remember our relationship. how we treat them, how we treat each other, how we view life. Yeah. So we try.
How are you doing lately, babe?
I mean, I've had some mental stuff going on lately. Is that why you're bringing it up?
I just think, with that said, we should really
that's why
take notes and make sure that we really do, act on how we're preaching right now, Does that make sense?
Yeah, you same with you then.
No, us, period. I'm not talking about you. I'm not singling you out. I think
you said, how have you been feeling lately?
Yeah, how have you been feeling?
I'm doing a lot better now that I went to church on Sunday and had this lesson, and I'm trying to apply these things.
Yeah, we went through some therapy the other day, which was cool too, and that helped. It helped me. It's like a reset.
Yeah, I was placing too much of my happiness on things I can't control. And when you do that, you will always be failing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that anymore. I was just worried about too many things. It's hard to know what I want to do with my life. We've been back and forth whether we want to move or stay here. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to keep driving to the dance studio 40 minutes away, if I'm going to quit dance for the girls this year, because they're not giving me any signs of what they want to do. And so it's causing me a whole world of stress.
It's really difficult, man, to figure out what you want to do in your life,
Yeah.
I am so sick of it, to the changing seasons in my brain. Yeah.
People keep saying well, it doesn't matter what your kids do because they'll figure it out one day. But I'm but you have to try in something. So what are we going to drive them to?
I don't fully believe that, honestly. I think I wish that my parents would have, I say the word force, but influence me to do certain things and to force me to stay in them. I wish my mom would have made me go to piano instead of being you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
My mom always says that too. I was why didn't I stay and dance? You didn't like it. But I wish I could be a good dancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a singer.
Now you wish you could have been. And that's the way that I was.
In high school, I went to singing lessons for about 2 months. And the singing coach said I had a great pitch and that if he worked with me for a couple of years, I would be an amazing singer. I went for 2 months and I tell my mom, I don't want to do this. It's too much driving. She was driving me an hour away to go to the singing teacher. Yeah. Had to be this certain guy in Los Angeles, and we live an hour away from it. And so for me, I was taking up all my time on weekends when all my friends were going to parties and hangouts in high school. I was driving to singing lessons, and I wasn't down for it. I was in my high school bubble. I cared more about all those friends and my boyfriend. And my mom's this is going to be more meaningful to you in life. The singing stuff, all those friends are going to move on and do their own thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe her. I was no, high school's everything. And it's so true when you listen to your parents because it would have been cool to be a singer, and now. Not that I need to be this big singer, but it'd be cool to be able to sing. And now I look back at my ex-boyfriend or my friends I barely even talked to in high school. They're all doing their own thing.
What a loser.
My ex-boyfriend in high school was pretty bad.
Yeah, he probably still is bad.
Yeah, you guys might know him. I'm not gonna name his name. That'd be sad.
I don't care if you say his name.
Why do you care so much? It's you're getting defensive.
I'm getting defensive, dude. I don't like that. Just kidding.
Did you guys have some mean exes in the past? It's the ultimate bad boy, most popular guy in school, great at sports. Everyone wanted to date him. He was that guy, and I was the one he wanted to date, and so I felt so cool and special. But he was so rude all the time.
Yeah, that's okay. He needs to know it.
On and off, breaking up all the time. He'd hit his books on my head, and where I'd have headaches, slap my legs as hard as he can every time.
What's his name?
By. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
He drew on my brand new Ugg boots with a Sharpie one time. My mom was so mad. Just little stuff. He'd break up with me out of nowhere, then kiss another girl at a party when we were actually dating. But he didn't say it was cheating because he'd said that he broke up with me an hour before. I thought he was joking.
Oh my God.
Just stuff like that. It was crazy. And
you did that to me one time. We broke up and then you did the same thing.
Yeah, but I broke up with you.
Oh yeah. So now you know how it feels. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, but this wasn't a real breakup. This was a break up with me on the spot randomly and then kiss a girl 5 minutes later. Yeah, whatever.
I get it.
High school. Those high school bubbles we think we're all part of that are never going to end. And we're always crying in our room and that we got left out or didn't get invited to something. And it's your whole world is in this high school. And then you move on with life. I always wish that I could take all the things I know now and go back to high school and just crush it.
I do not want to go back to high school. you know what I do love? What I love more than anything is our dating experience.
It was great.
I loved our dating experience. It was so fun.
But we got to stop wanting to live in the past.
It was exciting. That's the only thing I want to go to.
I don't present right now.
I have no desire to go back to high school though, you know?
Me neither, actually. Because if you think about it, you would never want to not be where you are right now. Most people, right?
Yeah.
And so all the negative things that you had in the past, you wouldn't want to get rid of that because it led you to where you are right now.
I want my kids to be past the age of 7, all of them.
Stop saying that all the time.
No, it's okay. Because I want to be able to travel with them. Like,
I know.
really
there's
travel
things
with
that
them.
are going to be exciting then, but we can't skip
But I don't want to get older.
We can't skip the now.
True.
Because there's going to be things that we're going to be dealing with then that are going to be really hard. And we're going to say, gosh, remember when it was so easy when they were all little and y'all loved us. And
now they don't.
Sometimes when they get older as teenagers, I hear that they can not care about mom and dad as much, which would be really hard to deal with.
I don't see my girls doing that. I think they really like their dad.
There are some teenagers out there that just love their parents and they love their influence and everything that they teach them always. And they just want to be their best friend. And that's what I'm hoping for our kids, because I feel like we're all so close. They'll be like those 15-year-olds that are like, I don't want to go to a party. I'm going to go hang out with my mom and go shopping.
Oh boy. They're definitely going to want to go to parties and stuff.
Well, what if I get to go with them? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think that's going to happen. For sure.
I rent the party bus and I'm the driver for all their friends. You drive them around and go, okay, guys, you go to the party for 45 minutes, then get back in my party bus. I'm the cool mom.
I think we are going to be the cool parents, though. That people
definitely.
Like, I think we're going to be the house that people want to.
Yeah, I'll throw the party so I can keep an eye on them, make sure everyone's doing good.
Okay.
You know, like if we stay involved in what they're interested in, then they will always keep us in the loop.
I definitely want to be the house that they party at, for sure. Like,
yeah.
I want my kids close. For sure.
How would you react, though, if people were bringing in alcohol? Would you like be rude and be like, get out of my house? Or would you be like, listen, okay, I know that you brought this in. We're going to have to call your mom. Or would you call the cops on them? Or would you be like, I'm just going to pour this down the drain without anybody knowing?
I think the kids would probably know that if I was home and they were partying in my house, that they wouldn't bring that to my house.
Okay, that's good.
You know?
I always wonder if we're going to be like the really rude parents that are like, we're calling your mom right now. Or we're going to be like, listen, pour this out now. We won't tell your parents and don't do it again. It's not smart. Okay, this is poor choices.
How come every time we do this, I yawn like 100 times? Is it because of the lights?
I think the lights always hurt your eyes.
Yeah, that's why I wear sunglasses, guys. So don't get on about that. But yeah, so it was devastating. It was a sad deal.
It was sad when she didn't get to do the part, but
we're back at home in our nice little life.
I think we were a little bit more sad last week. The more days that pass, the more I just do not care.
Yeah, I don't care till the movie comes out.
We had a national commercial as a family a couple of days ago. They only wanted the kids to audition if they're between the ages of 5 and 7 this month. And so it was only the twins that can audition for it. But we'll see. Did they respond back yet if we got the part?
No.
Heather's hoping we don't get it because it's during our Tulum trip that we booked next week.
Yeah.
So he was saying, knowing our luck, we're probably going to get it. But that is also lucky if you get it. So whatever.
What the heck? Yeah. I mean, I want to get it because it's a good job, like a really good job. If all 4 of us book it, it's big. You know how that is.
Yeah, true.
It's a national commercial. We've done one as a family before and it was great.
For Frontier?
Frontier Internet.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. And then we've also booked a lot of Madison and the girls. You guys have done a lot of cool stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, Madison's like the national commercial girl. She's the tampon girl, actually.
I always joke I always say that tampons paid for my college because I did a tampon commercial right before I started college and it paid for my entire college.
Yeah.
40 times sportier, Kotex, woo! I'd be a cheerleader like doing flips across the grass.
Yeah, that's cool. Who cares what it is?
So much
paying
fun
that kind of money. It's cool.
Well, another day on the MADlife podcast. The film industry can always let you down, but it's also cool at the same time. We've got to keep our radar on. I mean, I told some people that Halston booked this thing and instantly had so many people reached out like, oh my gosh, be careful out there. Don't get her involved in Hollywood. It's so dangerous.
Anybody that says that generally doesn't know anything about Hollywood, to be honest with you. But there is some of that stuff going on. You know what I mean? But most of those people have not lived that life. They just hear what they live inside that little ring.
Well, you know yeah. I mean,
they're worried about everything, like whatever. I mean, we're the parents of Tatum Oakley, Halston, Oliver Cohen. We're the parents. You know what I mean? So we'll decide and we'll discern.
there is a lot of that stuff going on over there.
Yeah,
but
sure.
That's not Hollywood. That's not all of it. There's like this certain group that does really evil things that is kind of like some of the main people in Hollywood. But there's all these other directors and producers and writers and actresses that are not part of that at all. And because there's a couple of them that it's gone viral, now it's like, oh, all of LA, all of film producing.
It's like saying you shouldn't live in LA because people are getting stabbed and shot in Compton. It's like, yeah, just don't live in Compton, but you live in...
even if people in Compton have never even dealt with that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
absolutely.
You have like one thing on the news and it's like, oh, no, don't move there.
Yeah.
Because there's all this bad stuff going on.
No, Madison and I lived in Hollywood for a long time. We had a great time. It was great.
Yeah. We lived on Hollywood Boulevard and never anything. Like it was safe, nice, great people.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So it just really depends on, I mean, God has a path for you. So what I like to say is be safe, have your radar on for sure, understand the situation. Don't leave your kids alone out there. Have fun with the creativity process of acting because that's really fun to do. And just go with the flow and go with it. And as soon as something seems off, then pull out and just be done.
Or don't be done and just go a different direction.
Pull out of that one film.
You should always pull out if you have to pull out.
And if you don't want to get pregnant.
That too. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of pregnancy.
No,
I'm not pregnant, but I recently, so I talked about in my story the other day how I have bad acne and I'm starting Accutane and we have to just make sure that we do not get pregnant. And so I was going to start Accutane in 30 days.
You're having a blood test tomorrow. So that's good.
Yes, I'm getting my blood test done.
And good for you.
Thank you.
I'm really excited for you because that's one thing that's been bothering you a lot, you know? I don't know if it's the climate out here because I feel like the climate is not as forgiving.
I had bad acne in California too. Anywhere
not as bad though.
But it doesn't matter if I go get facials, it flares up. Anytime I change my face wash and try new things, it flares up. Like it'll get better for a couple of weeks and then it's like bad again. I go, get all these different things done to it. It just never stops.
I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but Madison looks incredibly beautiful no matter what.
Thank you.
So
a lot of people are probably going to say in the comments, Accutane is not good for you. It makes your bones fuse together. There's all these things people have told me.
Fuse together?
People keep saying it makes your bones fuse together when you become an old lady.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Maybe you can't bend them anymore.
You're just like...
You're like a robot now?
What? Who fused together? That's like what I told you yesterday about your spine bleeding.
Gosh.
Yeah, like what?
I don't know. I don't know, but I also have so many friends and influencers that are very well known that have shared their story of Accutane and they're all in love with it. Like I've had this one girl who's done it twice. Her skin is legit perfect. She said she did it once when she was really young, like before high school. And then she just recently did it as an adult one more time because she felt like she needed one more.
So it didn't work. I hope it works
That's
for you.
what Kyler said the other time. He's like, why did she have to do it twice? But Hannah Ann did it and she told everybody on her story.
Yeah, well.
She messaged me all her before and afters. It's crazy. She's like flawless skin.
Does anybody know Hannah Ann? Hannah Ann was on The Bachelor.
Yeah. She actually said she wants to come on my podcast sometime.
She's going to come on the podcast. Get some info to the team and have her on.
Yeah, just like I feel like one of my best friends out here, her daughter's on the same dance team as my girls and gymnastics, and I see her every day. She just started it 3 weeks ago, and so she was like the final person that made me want to do it. I was like, "Really? You're starting it?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, okay, I just want to do it too. So then this is what the crazy part was. I was thinking so much about doing it, and then our manager was like, "Hey, you got to meet with my dermatologist in Beverly Hills. Like he's the best." And I was like, really have to go all the way out there for this? Whatever. I'll just go to him, see what he has to say.
Madison wasn't even in the meeting for 10 seconds. And he's like,
yeah,
you're in that business? Oh my gosh, you need to be on Accutane. 5 seconds. He said that.
Yeah. So I walk in there,
5 seconds,
sit down in the chair. He walks in and just looks at my face and goes, you need to be on Accutane. Like he didn't even give me an option. I'm like thinking, there's other options here. He goes, you want clear skin? Get on Accutane. You'll have perfect skin in 5 months and you will never need to do anything ever again.
Yeah.
And that made me thinking of me having clear skin by fall just gave me butterflies. I'm like, no way. This could actually be a thing. So I guess I'm going to have a fused bone lady.
Yeah.
But I'll have clear skin.
Clear skin is better than fused bones.
Is that really a thing though? What does that even mean?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. You're not going to have fused bones. I don't know what they're talking about. Well, good stuff. I'm excited for you. I had a zit once.
Yeah, you never get zits, but you're a guy and you don't wear makeup. It's so easy for you. Kyler said, you should try what I do. And I said, what is that? And he says, I just don't even wash my face at all. I just wake up like this. I'm like, oh yeah, it must be nice to not wash your face. You don't wear makeup. I have to wash my makeup off. And I wouldn't even want to wear makeup. I actually would love to go out makeupless if I didn't literally have cystic acne all over my whole cheeks. Who are you texting at a time like this, Kyler?
I'm not. Someone texted me.
But
And you.
We are on the MADlife podcast right now.
I know. I was startled. Sorry.
Whoa.
But yeah, like live in the moment. You know, it's all good. We don't need to be worried about stuff.
And one of the things that I talked about on my last podcast that we had to get rid of because we said too many details was at the end of it, I talked about if you're interested in getting into the entertainment industry, that we have a lot of information. And so we were kind of just talking about how maybe comment below if you want some information on it. I could do a podcast about it. Yeah. Some people actually don't know. I had one mom reach out to me on DM saying that she tried to get her son into modeling and she felt like the agency he was getting him with was a scam. And
a lot of them are because they asked for payment.
Yeah, if they ask for payment before, then usually they're a scam. Because most agencies won't do that. They just want to hire you and then they get percentage, 20% of what you make on the job. So they don't care.
Don't fall into that.
Don't fall into the payment before.
Because that's stupid. Or if any manager wants you to pay them like upfront, no.
Like a signing thing? No.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, let us know, guys. We love you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all the support on Halston's movie. Seriously, I got so many thousands of DMs of you guys so excited about her movie. And it broke my heart when she wasn't doing it because I felt like I owed all of you guys a response because everyone was cheering her on and saying she was a little star and she still is a star at heart. Like
legit, she did book that role and the director did love her and love her only. And
I know.
It just so happened that it didn't work because of one little element, and that's not our fault or anybody's.
She did the best job she could have done.
She did a great job. She's so cute.
Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you on the next podcast.
Like and subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the podcast.
So you don't miss the episodes.
We have
some fun guests coming on soon.
Turn on the notifications, comment. I don't even know if that still works anymore, to be honest with you, but that doesn't matter.
The notifications? I don't know either.
And I know I've been saying this for like a long time. We're still not up on listening platforms, but that's for a reason because we're partnering with our parent agency that we've been with for 9 years. I don't know why it's taken so long, but we are doing it this week. A lot
of contracts that had to go through for this podcast.
Yeah. So it's going up on listening platforms, so you guys will be able to hear it for those of you who listen to podcasts on listening platforms. I actually like it filmed. I like to watch them filmed. In fact, I watch all podcasts filmed.
You do?
Well,
it's because YouTube has its own podcast tab and you can listen to them by watching. Whereas some people like to just drive and do it.
I just like to watch them. I like people's facial expressions.
Yeah, but
I like to watch.
Most people listen to podcasts while they're driving.
Yeah, true.
So you can't watch it.
True. But you can play the video and it'll still play in your car.
Yeah, but it's more annoying for these ads that pop up and stuff. And
yeah, but like whatever, dude. Okay.
Whatever.
Guys.
Thank you so much for hanging out. Go make a difference.
So tired right now.
We'll see you on the next podcast. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.